Okay, today I will talk about the life cycle of Plasmodium, the malarial parasite. So, as you all know, the Plasmodium it causes malaria in man. So, it has got two hosts. One is the female Anopheles mosquito, and the other host is the man. So, in man, it causes a disease known as malaria. So, the kind of parasite that completes its life cycle in two hosts are called digenetic. Okay, so we will start with the life cycle of Plasmodium. So its life cycle comprises of three main phases. The first one is schizogony, gamogony, and sporogony. Third phase. Schizogony, it involves asexual reproduction and it occurs inside the man, and it involves two stages. One is pre-erythrocytic and post-erythrocytic. That means it is collectively called exoerythrocytic schizogony, and second part is erythrocytic schizogony. Okay, so there are two parts of first phase schizogony: exoerythrocytic schizogony, that comprises pre-erythrocytic and post-erythrocytic schizogony, and second part is erythrocytic schizogony. So this exoerythrocytic schizogony, it occurs inside the liver cells, and erythrocytic schizogony occurs inside the RBC, and this schizogony occurs in the man. Second phase is the gamogony. Gamogony means the formation of gametes. So that involves the sexual reproduction. It starts in man. This gametogenesis, that means the formation of male and female gametes that occur in the man itself. That means it starts in men, but the fertilization gets completed in the gut of the mosquito. And the third phase is sporogony, formation of spores, that also occurs in the mosquito. So I will start with the first phase, that is the schizogony. Okay, this is the diagram that is showing actually the life cycle of Plasmodium. So these phases, all these phases, they are in the man, they are occurring in the man, and the sexual phase that is occurring in the gut of the mosquito. So we will start with the asexual phase that starts in the man itself. Okay, so the first phase is the schizogony. So we will start from the moment when a mosquito bites a person, and along with its saliva it injects the infective stage of Plasmodium, that is known as sporozoite. As you can see, this is spindle shaped sporozoite. So it gains entry into the bloodstream of man as the mosquito bites a person. So this sporozoite, after around half an hour in the blood, it goes to the liver cell and infects the liver cell. So the first target cell in the man is the liver cell, where this sporozoite goes and enters into. So once it is inside the liver cell, you can see it assumes a rounded structure, rounded shape from the spindle shape. And at this stage it is known as cryptozoite. Crypto means hidden. So this sporozoite, it gets cleared from the blood, and all the sporozoite, they enters into the liver cell. At this stage they remains hidden, like they are not okay. So this cryptozoite, it now it starts growing in size. So you can see this bigger part, this bigger structure is known as schizont. Now this schizont, it will start undergoing multiple divisions. Okay, so multiple fission will occur. What happens actually, the nucleus, it starts dividing. So from one nuclei, two nuclei will be formed, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. So a rapid division of nuclei, karyokinesis, that occurs successively. So once the many nuclei are formed, then around each nucleus a bit of cytoplasm starts getting accumulated. Okay, so after that this liver cell, it ruptures. Okay, so after division, these are known as cryptomerozoites at this stage. So cryptomerozoites are formed after the multiple fission of the schizont. Okay, I'm repeating these stages. So this is the sporozoite. It gets injected along with the saliva of the mosquito. Then it goes to the liver cell. And once it is inside the liver cell, it becomes rounded in structure. Now it is known as cryptozoite. This cryptozoite, it grows in size and forms the pre-erythrocytic schizont. Okay, so this cyzone's nucleus now starts dividing by the process of multiple fission, and many nuclei are formed. Around each nucleus a bit of cytoplasm gets accumulated, and at this stage these are known as cryptomerozoite. Around 1000 cryptomerozoites are formed in each liver cell. Now these liver cells rupture open, these liver cell breaks, and this cyzone's wall is also break open, and these cryptomerozoites, they are released into the sinuses of the liver cells. Okay, now what happens? These cryptomerozoites that are released, they re-enter into the liver cell. At this stage, now they are known as metacryptozoite. Here it was cryptozoite, now it is called as metacrypt, because this is a later stage, metacryptozoite. Now these metacryptozoite, they will grow in size, they will form perithocytic cyzone again. That will undergo multiple fissions, nuclei will divide, then a bit of cytoplasm will start gathering around each nuclei, and then again metacryptomerozoites. Now initially the cryptomerozoites were formed, now the metacryptomerozoites will be formed, and they will be released when these liver cells, they break open, and the wall of the cyzone also break open. These metacryptomerozoites are released. But here is a difference. These metacryptomerozoites, they are of varying size. One will be small in size and other one will be larger in size. So the larger one, they will reinvade the liver cell, and this smaller one, that is the micro metacryptomerozoite and macro. So macro will reinvade liver cell and restart the life cycle, restart the cycle in the liver cells, and will constitute what phase? Post erythrocytic cyzogony. And these micro metacryptomerozoite, they will now enter into the RBC and will start the second phase, that is the erythrocytic cyzogony. Okay, so these micro metacryptomerozoite, they will enter into the RBC, and they will form the trophozoite stage. The first stage, trophozoite. This trophozoite, this trophozoite, what happens? These micro metacryptomerozoite, they will enter into the RBC. They will form the trophozoite. Then gradually a vacuole, central vacuoles appear. So suppose this is the trophozoite. A central vacuole appears in the middle of this trophozoite, and due to this, the nucleus of the trophozoite, it gets pushed to one side, and that stage is known as signet ring stage. Okay, so after this signet ring stage, next is further the vacuole disappears and the trophozoite, that becomes irregular in shape, and this stage is known as amoeboid stage. So first stage is signet ring stage, second stage is amoeboid stage. In this amoeboid stage, what happens? The hemoglobin, the cytoplasm of the RBC, it gets digested by the podia of these amoeboid stage, by the podia of this trophozoite, and the hemoglobin, it is also digested. So globin part is digested and this hematin is left. Okay, so this at this stage, like 36 hours have been passed once it is inside the RBC. So after about 36 hours, the trophozoite, it becomes mature, and then it regains its rounded shape. At this stage, it is known as erythrocytic cyzone. So what happens when these micro metacryptomerozoite, they enters into RBC first thing, then they become rounded trophozoite stage, where central vacuole appears in between, and when the central vacuole appears in the middle, the nucleus, it is pushed to one side. At that stage is signet ring stage. Then that vacuole disappears, nucleus comes back to its position, but due to disappearance of vacuole, it becomes irregular in shape. That stage is amoeboid stage. Next stage is it again becomes rounded. At this stage, it is known as erythrocytic cyzone. Now again the erythrocytic cyzone, that will undergo cyzogony. Its nucleus will divide by multiple fission, and around 12 to 24 nuclei will be formed. Around each nuclei, a bit of cytoplasm will start gathering, and then these at this stage, these are known as merozoite. But these merozoite then eventually move to the periphery of the RBC, and they appear like the petals of rose. So this stage is known as rosette stage. Okay, so after this stage, this RBC break open and these merozoites, they are released into the bloodstream. So these merozoites, they are released again. So they form further two kind of gametocytes, male and female gametocyte. But only a few merozoites form male and female gametocyte. The rest, they remain in the bloodstream and they keep on re-invading the fresh RBCs. So this is all about the life cycle of Plasmodium in the man. First stage was schizogony that occurred in the liver cell that constitutes the exoerythrocytic schizogony. So this part represents pre-erythrocytic schizogony up to here before entry into RBC. Then once it enters into the RBC, it constitutes the erythrocytic phase of schizogony, and this reinvasion of liver cell, that is post erythrocytic schizogony. So pre and post exoerythrocytic schizogony, these are constitutes, and this constitutes the erythrocytic schizogony phase. So this is all about the first phase. Second phase was the gametogony, that means the formation of gametocytes. So these merozoite, a few merozoite, they gets differentiated into the smaller male gametocyte and larger female gametocyte that are taken up by the female Anopheles mosquito when it bites a person having the infection. So in this video only up to here. In next I will cover about this phase.